Here is the overview pane of CloudSprints. So here you'll see a lot of updates, things that you've done recently, a few of the most important stats, things like that. We've got your experience points and knowledge points here. Experience points are things like logging in, sharing, doing things like that, posting. Knowledge points are going to be solving labs, solving courses, finishing help desk tickets, etc. We've also got our learning streak. We've got new blogs. We've got new content here that you can enroll in. We've got your achievements and recent activity. Now here we've got the project management office pane. This is where you're going to get most of the information and have most of the control over CloudSprints. You've got some stats panels here, such as the number of labs you've completed this sprint. A sprint will be a week. You've got your latest streak, just like anything nowadays. And then once again, those XP and KP points. Here we've got our help desk pane, which I'll show you soon. And then you can also access active projects and courses. So let's go ahead and take a look at that project board. First, I'm going to go to Browse Content, and I'm going to scroll down. We can see all of the projects and courses on the platform here. And I'm going to go ahead and enroll in this Kubernetes project. So I will click Enroll right there. And now you can see we have that project. So we do have a sidebar here that can get you to the project board, or you can just click on that active project. Anytime you want to add other projects, you can click Browse right here, just like so. And then you can head right back to that project. And let's go ahead and see the process of completing one of these tasks. So we'll take a look. If you were to read all of these, you'll see that creating your first Kubernetes pod is the most logical choice for the first one. Also, this one is highlighted in gold to let you know this is the start. So I'll click on that and maximize my task pane here. We can see we have write a pod manifest for Nginx 1.21. So let's go ahead and see how this grader handles that. So if we open this here, we can see Kubernetes pod manifest running at Nginx 1.2.1. This was created by me. Now you can see the image is actually set to 1.2.3. So let's see what happens. If I run sprint CTL grade, just like that, I can either pass in a custom ID that is given to you, or you just hit this based on the last pop-up that was open. The last modal that was open was for that pod lab. So it pulls that. And as you can see here, we have our task status not started. All right, so you can view the command that is going to be run if you would like, but otherwise you just press Y to grade. So as you can see, I failed because I did not use Nginx 1.21. So if I hit enter here, we actually have some AI feedback from the grader, which says we need to update to Nginx 1.21. So if I go back and take a look here, you can see that is incorrect. This is done in real time, so this will mark as you grade. Now if I come back and fix my problem, set that to 1.21, and I'll go ahead and grade that again. You can also resubmit right from that original pane. All right, now it is complete. And if I hit enter, I also get that AI feedback saying that it is complete. So I hop over here. You can also get the AI feedback right here. All right, and if I close that, we'll see that it is finished. So we can either drag it over to done, or we can hit auto move. Now, if that was still broken and missed, then it will be in progress. So any card that you've started but failed will sit here and in progress until you complete it. All right, great. Now the stats did not change because there is an idempotency key set. So if you've already passed a lab, you're not going to be able to game the system here. So in this case, I'm not going to get any more points since I've already completed this before I recorded this video. All right, so it's great. We have lots of projects, but you know, there are times where you just want to do a simple lab before you kick off your day. And that's where the help desk comes in. The help desk will have randomly assigned tickets that show up throughout the week with varying amounts of XP and KP. And let's take a look at one of these. So you have different priorities here. This is a priority 1. This is a priority 2. If you open it up, you'll get your ticket info. And in this case, they've got an app MVP that's running smoothly, but they need to scale it up. So you need to convert the web app pod to a deployment and scale the web app to 3 replicas. Well, in this case, you actually need to start with a Kubernetes environment that you can log into. So you can go ahead and click Deploy Cluster. Now, if there is another environment running, such as this AWS environment, which is run using local stack, you can terminate that and create the new one. And once that cluster is ready, you can see here that you are provided with a kube config and the kubectl to test that kube config. So you can download that and run it. So if I copy this command right here, after downloading that, I can run that and you'll get the nodes. And then also, if I want to get the pods for all namespaces, you can see that we can get the pods as well. Now, if there are any resources that need to be deployed for this lab, they will be deployed for the lab so you can work from those. All right. And so if you do decide to complete these help desk items here, and of course that's admin only, your help desk tab will reference those completions. Now, depending on which plan you have, you'll have access to the help desk backlog here. So you'll be able to access all of the help desk tickets that have ever been released. That way you'll get access to dozens and dozens and dozens of labs once things actually get populated. So now what if you just want the traditional course experience? We do have the course player. It's somewhat of a knowledge base where you will have courses that have quizzes and everything just as you're used to so that you can learn how to succeed at these projects and help desk tickets. So if I were to choose one of those courses, such as More Than Certified in Terraform, you can see here, we do have the normal video player experience, and you can also go to a theater mode if you need to, just to give you a lot more room. And this also comes with interactive subtitles here, so you can move through the video easily. Now, the next thing we also still have labs that work with these courses, but since they're linear, we want it to be a little less confusing. This way you just get right to it instead of having to move to the project board or somewhere else. And these are completed just like the other labs using the grader. Now we also have quizzes as well. So you've got multiple different types of quizzes that you can do, such as ordering. You've got simple multiple choice. You'll have true false. There are several different types. We submit that and we've probably failed 20%. So then what you can do is you can also see the stats for the entire course. So you've got lab progress, you've got quiz statistics, you've got your overall progress, milestones, everything else. So each section is actually a milestone, sort of Jira talk there for you. And then of course, if you want to add more courses, you can just go straight to browse here, and that will get you to the courses pane so that you can see that just like you have with the projects. Now let's take a look at some of the stats that you can get. We've got the tech skills here. So every course and lab and project and everything else is tagged, and they will all tally up for your different types of tech skills. We've got a progress tracker. So you've got your familiar heat map style here. We've got all sorts of stats across the top, daily progress. And then here is your sprint history. Now each sprint is 7 days. So that starts at Sunday, ends on Sunday or Saturday night, I guess. And it will tell you how well you have done for each sprint. Now, of course, we couldn't be a gamified platform without achievements. So we've got achievements, you've got points, you've got all sorts of different types of achievements, and more, of course, are on the way. And then finally, you've got account settings with your normal stuff here, subscription management, email preferences, and for your GDPR type needs, you can export your data and reset your data. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this quick tour of the CloudSprints features as they are now. Please reach out and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.